Jamie Vardy, a Premier League icon and one of English football's most remarkable stories, has officially drawn the curtain on his Leicester City career after over a decade of unforgettable moments. From non-league football to lifting the Premier League trophy, Vardy's journey captured the imagination of fans around the world, and now with his chapter at Leicester closed, all eyes turn to what comes next. And surprisingly, or perhaps not so surprisingly, Ibrox might just be the next stage for the veteran striker. After Leicester's relegation was confirmed and Vardy's departure made public speculation began to swirl, and two Scottish giants, Rangers and Celtic, were thrown into the mix. While talk cooled down for a short while, it seems the fire has reignited around a potential Vardy move to Rangers, and this time it's not just fan talk. There's something a little more serious in the air. For Rangers, who are in the middle of a major rebuild on and off the pitch, bringing in someone with the experience, pedigree and firepower of Jamie Vardy could be the kind of headline move that electrifies the fan base and signals serious ambition. Despite being 38, Vardy has shown he's still got it, just recently scoring his 200th goal for Leicester in his 500th appearance. That kind of milestone is no small feat, and his performance on that final day against Ipswich Town was a reminder of the danger he still brings in the final third. While City won that match by 2-0, it was little consolation after a tough season that ended in relegation. For Vardy, though, it marked the perfect send-off, and now it's about where the story continues. Closer to Ibrox, things have been moving quickly. The club has seen a flurry of changes, particularly behind the scenes. The departures of Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, Billy Dodds, and Alan McGregor from the coaching staff were confirmed this week, ending a short yet eventful spell that saw Ferguson take the reins in an interim capacity. The club, through CEO Patrick Stewart, expressed his deep gratitude to Ferguson and his team, acknowledging the leadership shown under difficult circumstances. Ferguson, a club legend and Hall of Fame member, stepped up when the club needed him most and managed to guide the team through some tough moments, including a Europa League quarter-final run and a standout win at Parkhead. However, the managerial search continues. Rangers are still on the lookout for a permanent head coach, and that search is reportedly progressing well. In the meantime, one figure from the previous coaching staff remains in place, Moroccan assistant coach Issa May Sharai, who joined the club earlier this year under Philippe Clement. With a 3.5-year deal signed in January, Sharai's future under the incoming manager remains uncertain, but his continued presence suggests that not everything is being wiped clean behind the scenes. But back to Vardy, and the noise is growing louder. Club legend Ali McCoist was recently asked about the possibility of bringing Jamie Vardy to Rangers, and he didn't mince his words. He said he would take the striker in 2 minutes if the opportunity was there. However, McCoist also suspects that Vardy might already have something lined up, possibly a move to the United States or another club abroad. That wouldn't be unusual at this stage in his career. A big money MLS move or a lucrative final contract in a different league is very much on the table. But if Rangers are serious, and if Vardy wants one last high-stakes challenge in Europe, a move to Glasgow could make perfect sense for both parties. There's something almost poetic about Vardy potentially finishing his career in front of the Ibrox faithful, a player known for defying expectations, for silencing doubters, and for thriving in hostile environments. It's not hard to imagine him feeding off the energy of a packed Ibrox on a cold European night. He's the kind of striker who could bring leadership, grit, and goals, even if just for a season or two. And let's be honest, the Scottish Premiership isn't exactly short on fiery rivalries or emotional moments, something Vardy has thrived on throughout his career. And while the spotlight remains on Vardy's future, there's another major name heading to Ibrox this summer. Lyle Cameron, the Dundee midfielder who signed a pre-contract with Rangers earlier this year, signed off from his time at Dens Park in spectacular fashion, scoring twice on the final day to ensure Dundee's Premiership safety. With a stunning strike followed by a coolly converted penalty, Cameron made sure his current club avoided the relegation playoff, giving everything he had before packing his bags for Glasgow. It's the kind of attitude Rangers fans will love. Speaking after the match, Cameron said he's fully aware of the challenge that awaits, going from one of the smaller sides in the league to arguably the biggest. But it's a challenge he's ready for, and one he embraces with open arms. He also made it clear that his commitment to Dundee never wavered even after signing for Rangers. Despite carrying injuries that might have kept him out under different circumstances, Cameron kept playing, kept fighting, and left the pitch knowing he gave everything for a club that supported him over the last 3 years. It's that kind of mentality that can make all the difference when he joins up with the Rangers squad for preseason on the 23rd of June. Meanwhile, there's still plenty of speculation surrounding the future of Nico Raskin. The Belgian midfielder, now full international, has been one of the few bright spots in what's otherwise been a tough campaign for Rangers. With 2 years left on his contract and interest reportedly growing ahead of the summer transfer window, the club faces a decision: sell now while his value is high, or build a team around him for the coming seasons. Raskin, for his part, seems settled. He's spoken openly about enjoying his football, about finally getting a consistent run of games, and about the confidence that comes when a player knows he's trusted. There's always room for improvement, especially physically, as he admits himself. But the connection he's built with the rest of the squad and the sense of belonging he feels at Ibrox suggest he's not in a hurry to leave, unless the club decides otherwise. It's been a long season for Rangers, a campaign filled with upheaval, injuries, moments of brilliance, and stretches of frustration. The search for stability continues both in the dugout and on the pitch. But with potential signings like Jamie Vardy, exciting young talents like Lyle Cameron arriving, and key players like Nico Raskin possibly staying put, there's a sense that something new might be building. And for a club like Rangers, where the expectation is always to compete, to win, and to make statements, this summer feels like a crucial turning point. The transfer window hasn't even officially opened, but already the drama has begun. Will Jamie Vardy choose Glasgow over America? Will Rangers finally land a manager who brings both results and identity? Will Raskin be the cornerstone of the midfield or the next big money sale? These are the questions on every fan's mind. And the answers, whatever they may be, will shape the course of the season ahead. As the dust begins to settle on a turbulent campaign, Rangers fans are watching the next few weeks with a mix of excitement, nerves, and cautious optimism. The club is clearly at a crossroads, with managerial uncertainty still lingering the structure of the squad potentially shifting, and a transfer strategy that needs to hit the mark if silverware is to return to Ibrox anytime soon. But amid all the speculation and reshuffling, there is a growing sense that a new identity is starting to take shape, and that this summer could be the foundation for something stronger. One of the big challenges Rangers face now is ensuring that the recruitment reflects both ambition and balance. The idea of signing a marquee name like Jamie Vardy is thrilling for obvious reasons. He brings experience, proven quality at the highest level, and a mentality forged through years of defying the odds. But equally, it's crucial that the club continues to bring in younger talents like Lyle Cameron, who can grow with the team and add energy, hunger, and long-term value. Rangers have too often in recent years swung too far in one direction or the other, either relying heavily on veterans or banking on youth that wasn't quite ready. This new window is a chance to finally strike the right mix. And then there's the question of leadership. Barry Ferguson's departure, along with his coaching staff, leaves a vacuum. Not just on the touchline, but in the dressing room. Ferguson is Rangers through and through, and even in a short spell as interim boss, his presence commanded respect. But now, with the club searching for a new manager, they have the opportunity to bring in someone who can lead with authority while also building a team that reflects modern football's demands. Whoever takes the reins next will have to juggle multiple tasks, galvanizing a squad that's lacked consistency, winning over a demanding fan base, and navigating the early part of the season while still embedding a new playing style. There are also external pressures to consider. The incoming American investment group, while promising greater financial support and a clearer long-term vision, also signals a shift in how decisions might be made at board level. Talk of becoming a player trading club has already surfaced, and that means being smarter with how players are developed, valued, and moved on. It's a model that works for clubs like Ajax or Benfica, but it only succeeds when there's a solid footballing structure to support it. That structure at Rangers is still in the process of being defined. This makes the Nico Raskin situation even more interesting. On one hand, he's exactly the type of player a trading club would look to sell at peak value. On the other, he might be too important to lose right now, especially without a clear midfield successor lined up. Raskin's comments about enjoying His time in Glasgow and his desire to stay as long as he feels wanted were reassuring for supporters who've grown used to seeing talented players leave too soon. But Rangers will need to show that they can match his ambitions, both in terms of squad quality and trophies. Keeping a player like Raskin could also send a strong message about the direction the club wants to take, one that values stability and competitiveness over constant turnover. Elsewhere, the future of other squad members remains unclear. Several contracts are expiring and questions hang over the heads of key figures. Injuries, inconsistency, and moments of brilliance have all been part of the mix this season, making it hard to know exactly who will be trusted in the new regime. But with preseason only weeks away, decisions need to be made fast. Players returning from loan spells, younger talents knocking on the door, and possible departures all add to the complexity. The incoming manager will have a lot on his plate from day one. But perhaps what matters most now is the mood among the fans. Despite the disappointment of missing out on silverware and watching rivals lift trophies, the Rangers' support has remained vocal, passionate, and deeply invested in the club's future. The atmosphere at Ibrox in the final home games of the season showed that clearly. The reception for Barry Ferguson and his staff, the energy behind the team, even in difficult moments, it all pointed to a fan base that still believes that still cares, and that is just waiting for something to reignite their hopes. And if Jamie Vardy would have walked through the doors of Ibrox this summer, it could very well be that spark. Not just because of what he brings on the pitch, but because of what his arrival would symbolize. Ambition, boldness, and a refusal to settle for second best. Whether or not it happens, the mere possibility has already stirred excitement. And that in itself is a reminder of what football at Rangers is all about. Belief, passion, and the hunger to be back at the top where they belong. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. In a stunning twist that has sent shockwaves through the Scottish football community, James BISGROVE, former CEO of Rangers Football Club, has allegedly made a bombshell claim suggesting corruption within the club's inner workings. Though not officially confirmed, the rumor has spread like wildfire, stirring outrage, confusion, and fierce debate among fans, pundits, and football authorities alike. The revelation, if proven true, threatens to unravel the very fabric of one of Scotland's most storied football institutions. BISGROVE, who stepped down earlier this season under circumstances that were already raising eyebrows, is now at the center of a media storm following alleged comments pointing to systemic corruption inside the Rangers hierarchy. According to sources close to the matter, he reportedly expressed concerns over internal dealings that compromise the integrity of the game and the trust of the supporters. Supporters of the Ibrox side are divided, with some calling the rumor baseless and a smear campaign, while others are demanding immediate investigations into the club's recent financial and sporting decisions. The Scottish Football Association has yet to make an official statement, but pressure is mounting from both fans and rival clubs for transparency and accountability. Rangers, one of the most decorated clubs in Scottish history, is no stranger to off-field controversy. The memory of the 2012 financial collapse still haunts many within the footballing community, and this latest development threatens to reopen old wounds at a time when the club is trying to reclaim dominance on the pitch. What makes the rumor even more potent is BISGROVE's position during his tenure. Having led the club through a period of commercial growth and strategic partnerships, his words, true or not, carry significant weight. The possibility that a figure so embedded in the club's operations could make such a grave accusation has ignited concerns far beyond the blue side of Glasgow. As of now, the club has not issued a formal response, though insiders suggest that legal teams are already on high alert. If BISGROVE chooses to publicly confirm or deny the allegations, it could define not only his legacy, but also trigger a seismic shift in the landscape of Scottish football. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.